Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being at the Reality Check Tarot. And here's my co host, Maree. How are you, Maree?
Hi, Elisa. I'm great, thank you. And hi, everyone. And Jasper says hello.
Hello,
So,
Jazzy. So today we're talking about pretty much the different cultures that point to Sirius, and it's a very interesting episode for Ancient Aliens, episode season 13, episode 4, and it talks about the all these different cultures that have the similar god that they all worship. The name starts with dog, and remember, Sirius is the dog star.
it is.
So it's super, super, super interesting to see this. So I'm going to show you today. We're going to start with the. Oh, before we start, Maree. So Maree and I were talking before we started, and she said, "Oh, I pulled a card. I had the inkling that she needed to pull a card, an animal card." And she pulls a crocodile card. And I'm like, oh my God. If you watch this episode, they show you that one of the statues, or that a specific one of those tribes, their statues all have a crocodile that surrounds them, that's around them.
It was fascinating. And I don't often get a hit to pull an animal magic card, but I got a very strong hit. So I pulled it and I went, okay. So I looked up crocodile in the book, and it's unbelievable because it actually goes through completely different cultures. So it's what it says is many Aboriginal Australian stories and dances specifically depict the activities of crocodile, which is a totem animal and ancestor from the Dreamtime. Ancient Egyptians believed Nile crocodiles to be sacred, sometimes mummifying them. They were worshipped to gain protection and strength. Crocodile is an ancestor spirit and patron of the pharaohs, the symbolic strength of the ruler of Egypt. And it goes on to say Sebek, an ancient solar deity who was god of the Nile, arose from the primeval waters of Noon to create the world. He is depicted either as a crocodile-headed man or as a full crocodile, and was a god of fertility and rebirth of the deceased in the afterlife. So it's going from even our beautiful Indigenous Australian Aboriginals from Egypt, and we know there was a link there because they used the gold from Australia for all their breastplates and things. So even the legends, I suppose, or stories, or have come through in different cultures. So isn't that just fascinating? That was the one card that came through.
It is fascinating. And the fact that I was just looking at these statues and they had this crocodile on them, and then you pull the card, that was just incredible.
You can't make this
So
stuff up.
you can, it's just magic.
It's magic.
So we're going to start with the doggone tribe from, let's see, these guys are the guys from Mali. So Mali is in Africa. So we're going to start with them. So the Dogon tribe of Mali have, they tell the story that they have a god named Nomo who came from the sky and lived in the sea and helped mankind. Very mermaid and merman like conversation as far as these beings that came to help them, to give them knowledge. They leaving astronomy and science, teaching them about this. They needed a watery environment, although they could go onto land. They say their god's name is from Sirius B. So this tribe, which is super old, knew about Sirius B before before we had even found it with telescopes and things like that. So this is what the beings look like.
Okay. Wow.
That's what they showed us.
What do their feet look like? Can you enlarge that at all, just to see what their feet look like? And have they got hands, or are they paws?
They have hands, so I have a feeling this is like.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's amazing.
Yeah, that this
Mm.
is more of when they were in land. So what they were
Yeah.
saying was that they that these people, of course, were from another place, and um, that they would come in and that they would come from the sky for sure. That they would come from the sky. So what I want to do is to see um, if indeed the Dogon tribe from Mali, if indeed their god was from what they called their god. Let's see, that Dogon, Dogon of Mali,
Oh,
was from Sirius. Oh
Ace of Swords, straight
wow.
up. It was the only hot card in the whole deck. So yes. So they've been influenced definitely by that beautiful beings, the energetic beings,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, and they came to teach. So Page of Swords. So this is our learning around words and thoughts, and exactly what you were just saying.
Okay.
So let me just have a look, see if anything else wants to come up. The Hierophant. So they were seen. The Hierophant is a very much a higher being, a higher consciousness being. Some people relate it to religion, but it's someone that has an influence over the people. So this was a being that was held in high regard.
Mm.
So by people and seen as someone with wisdom and knowledge or whatever. So
Okay.
yes,
Okay. And
and
where they actually um okay, so were they actually mermaids and mermen?
let's have a look and see. That's interesting, isn't it? Because I've always associated mermaids and mermen with like Lemurian times, which was also a when we were first birthed, or Earth was being birthed through that realm too. So let me just see. Okay. Right. All right. Oh, again. Okay. So the first one is the Page of Wands, and so this is spiritual learning. Um, so, and I felt that they might have come from a different aspect. We've got the Nine of Wands, so my feeling was that they were coming from a different aspect of Sirius, because remember, there's lots of different realms and whatever. And then again, we've got the Hierophant, so they could have also been a different race, I suppose, from but having the same or similar abilities that people looked up to, that they were taught from. So my feeling is that there was different aspects of that, of Sirius or wherever it came from. So
Oh.
yeah, because we've got the world card. So
Mm-hmm.
it might have been a collective, but you know how we have different races within humans, and so therefore it could have been just different aspects of Sirius.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
Mm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
then the next location they show you around the world, which is still in Africa, in Sierra Leone, there's normally statues of aquatic looking beings that had scales. There are also many similarities between both of the tribes. So is it the same race from the stars that came to teach them as well? The same race
Mm.
that came to the Dogon tribe in
Yeah.
Mali?
Well, it's interesting if we look at the crocodile card and how it was related to somewhere like Australia and then again to somewhere like Egypt. There's similarities there as well, isn't there? So let's see if there's the
Mm-hmm.
same similarities with these beings in those two places. Oh, yes, that one's hot. Yep, Justice is the first card up. So to me, that means that a similar good energy was in both those places. That was their intention,
Mm-hmm.
was for justice. Okay, that one's hot. Let me just see. Nine of Wands. Sorry, Nine of Cups. My brain's. So this is their desire. Their desire was to actually help people fulfill wishes of the beings in both those places. Yeah, I'm getting a feeling that they were in many different areas. So it's interesting though, because the Devil cards come up. So I feel that that there might have been also something else that came onto the scene, as well as the good. There could have been something that came on that wasn't so good, and people may not have realized. So there could have been some infiltration as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, let's see, because the aquatic beings that they mention in this side of town had like scales almost in the statues. So they also mention reptilians.
Yeah, that's what that Devil card was about, I would say. So there was there was always that beautiful, helpful beings that were, really positive, but then something came along that infiltrated. That's where that Devil card comes in, and
Oh.
I was sort of seeing that as well.
Okay, so the beings from Sirius, was this at the same time? Did they reach out to the Sierra Leone people at the same time that they did on the people from Mali?
Okay, let's have a look. Yes, because we've got the Hierophant card again. My goodness, you know how we get some cards that come up every time that you. So we've got our Hierophant card again, and then we've got our Page of Wands. So it was almost like the consciousness on the earth. They could actually work with people with that spiritual consciousness and actually hold them. And one's just jumped out. Okay, but again, we've got our Nine of Wands, and so it doesn't. It sometimes doesn't always work out. If they're not quite ready for everything. So it's they were at the same time is what I'm getting, because that same Hierophant card's coming out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so and actually the Nomoli statues in Sierra Leone also, that was where they showed, when you watch the show, they showed the ones that had the crocodile
Yeah.
In their bodies. Yeah.
Wow.
That was
and
the one.
other thing is too, in the book here, it says that the crocodiles were either worshipped to gain protection and strength, or reviled and killed because of the evil they could do. So I guess it depended as well on the intention that was going on. So they can, because a crocodile, as we know, is quite dangerous and can kill as much as it can rebirth.
Right.
And so that's fascinating. Let's have a look and see what we get in the cards. So the oh wow, this is interesting. So the Three of Cups, which means there was a lot of celebration around those beings, and then the Four of Swords. So there was a lot that was hidden as well. So there was, like I said, there was something that was hidden around it, and then the World. So this, I feel, was all happening at a similar time because of the consciousness that was going on a global consciousness level then.
Ah, okay. Very
Because
cool.
remember, we haven't been told the truth about history. So we don't know where they were actually at.
Right. Yeah. And let me know, like, as we go along, right? And I tell you all these other things that are connected to Sirius and possible tribes that are connected. I would love to see if we can figure out some sort of timeline.
Yes, it was interesting you say that, because I was already getting there was overlap. So there was, one aspect might be here, and then it would start here for another one. So it was sort of similar timelines, but they were definitely overlapping. So there was a difference between the consciousness. So I'll tune into Jazzy and ask him about that as well. Let's just have a look and see if I can get a bigger picture. Yeah, he's showing me overlapping, almost if you can imagine clouds. He's sort of showing me this overlapping of clouds. So
Okay.
definitely overlapping.
Okay. Very good. So the next item that they discuss on this episode is that in the Louvre in Paris, there's this statue there depicting King Hammurabi from Babylon. And I'll show you a picture of King Hammurabi. Oh no. There we go. All right.
Wow.
So if you notice, he's half fish,
He's
half human.
Wow.
So
that's amazing. Because
yeah,
I pulled a card as you were asking a question, and I went, I wonder why that one's come up, because I have no idea if that was good or bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, but and it was interesting because I got the message, well, Babylon there was some beautiful aspects of Babylon. So the Sun card came up. So this is playful, joyful, positive. And then there was the Three of Pentacles, which to me is contracts have been made. So there was obviously some sort of system in place between those beings and the people that were there, and the High Priestess. So this is to me a positive card. It's balanced. They would have been psychic. They would have had all of those connections to other realms. So when that being was in place, I'm actually feeling that it was a good time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And in this, I don't have a picture of what's in the Louvre, but it's basically a statue of him with legs. And on the bottom, there's almost like this, it looks like Sumerian writing, but it's not. It's a different name. The writing had a different name to it. But the information carved in that stone, Kim Hammurabi said that came from the sky. So their chief god was called Dagon, which is half human. Okay. So King Hammurabi is the one that's in the stone, which is a regular human. And this guy that I'm showing you is Dagon, a half human, half fish human god. So the question is this the same people from Sirius as the other two that we talked about? Are they connected?
Yeah, I'm getting that they are, because we've got our Seven of Pentacles, and this is all around building wealth, but it's also planting seeds and watching things grow. So that would have been a deliberate action. Wheel of Fortune. So this is also changing, and other lifetimes. This is definitely comes up when there's other lifetimes involved. Yep.
Do you feel this is before or after the other
Again,
two?
I feel it's an overlap. So because the Queen of Wands has come up, who I see as a very trustworthy person, someone that's very connected spiritually, psychic. Again, that psychic card keeps coming up for them. So, okay, I'm just going to tune in with Jasper, and I'm just going to see what comes through with that. Yeah, it's like there was overlap around the world between the two, because they're of similar energy. And so, yeah, so it was an overlap. So in some places there'd be one more than the others, or they'd just come in at different times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. So the next place that's connected is in Tokyo. According to legend, the Japanese imperial family are descendants of divine amphibious beings who also came from the sky and lived in the sea.
Cool.
The Japanese name for these beings is Doragon, which is dragons. That's where the dragons come from, the name dragon. Their story says the dragon long lived underneath the water in a palace, half man, half amphibious, who later morphed into a serpent. And then let me see. That's Dagon. Okay, and I don't know if this is from. Okay, yeah. So this is from Japan. Who lived underneath the water in a palace, half man, half amphibious, who later on morphed into a serpent. So, so this is a different thing. This is a different figurine that I'm going to talk about later that they called Dogu. These figurines were called Dogu. Okay.
But it's
So,
interesting, isn't it, how they're similar, that the names are similar.
yes, they all
And
have the beginning
yeah,
DOG as in dog, as in the
yeah,
dog star.
yes,
So, and they also mention in this episode that dog is a word that they do not know where it came from. It does not come from any language in the entire world. They also mention that Japan has a language that doesn't come from anywhere. It's the only language that is like their language, right?
yeah,
So it's how is it possible that they have the same name when it's a completely different language than any other language in the world, but that it still starts with DOG, right?
exactly. Oh,
So, yeah, so let's talk about then this story about the Dorogon, who that's where the word dragon came from. So, I had never heard of dragons being connected to mermaids and mermen and Sirius, right? Never. Had you heard of dragons being connected to Sirius?
no, not to Sirius, no. But
Yeah.
look,
So that was a surprise.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
who knows? I mean, it could have been very ancient. Though aspects of Sirius as well, don't they say that there's been some naughty ones that have come out of there and created some angst, and some chaos around the place?
No, I've never
Yeah,
heard of that, but we can throw the cards.
and see. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
This is
So,
all
but
about Sirius, Sirius A, Sirius B.
yeah, yeah. Let's have a look and see if that's the case, or if that's, because I mean, I see the dragon as a protector. That's how I've always seen dragons. But
Mm-hmm.
of course, there's always black and white, isn't there? There's always,
Well, I mean, they're saying that this dragon was their king.
yeah, yeah.
So I don't see it as a negative.
No, neither do I, because the Ace of Cups has come up. So this is actually feeling good around emotions. It's often heart-based and it's water-based, of course. Thank you. So
There you
the
go.
cups is the water-based. And then there's judgment. So the people revered this being. You
Yes.
can see it feels like it was okay. They really quite admired this being. Let's just see what else
So
we get.
then what I want to
And then the
know
sun.
really is he from Sirius?
Yeah. Well, Sirius sun. So that card's come up again. So to me, that's sort of saying today that this is the Syrian energy. So there,
Wow. We
yeah,
learned something new today, huh?
yeah. So
So
there's different
dragons
beings
from
and
Sirius.
yeah,
So let's ask if it's true that the half man, half fish turned into the dragon.
yeah, that's a really good question. Okay.
Of divine amphibious beings who also came from the sky and lived in the sea. Maybe it wasn't a half man, half fish. Anyway, okay, let's look and see. Because maybe we can find out if there were mermen, mermaids in Japan, or it was just dragons. Maybe it never turned into a dragon. It was just a dragon to begin with.
Okay. Wow. Interesting cards. So we've got our Page of Swords and King of Cups. So the Page of Swords, again, can be a little bit tricky with words and things. And the King of Cups, which again is water, can hide things. And I'm just looking at his feet and they almost look scaled. So there was definitely these water beings. And let's just see. Then we've got the Empress. Now, she's someone to me that creates. She's very incredibly powerful, but yet she creates through love and kindness. But then we've got our Three of Swords. So when that comes up, it means that something happened. So I don't know that they turned into those beings. I feel there was another influence that's come in. So a little bit like how we pulled the Devil card with the other ones in that other place, it feels to me like there was an influence that came in. So let's have a look and see. Yeah, King of Cups has come up again. So there was something, they were definitely those water beings, but then something happened because this can be a little bit deceptive. Something can be hiding. Yep, Ten of Wands, which is an ending and finishing and completion. of something going into something new. So
Okay, so do you get a sense, or maybe you can ask the cards, if then we're talking about the fact that the dragons were the good guys and something happened to the dragon?
yeah, let's check and see if that's what's happened. And it's fascinating, isn't it? You know, because like the crocodile, all of our beautiful, the Komodo dragons, they're all still on Earth as well. They're just a different, they're part of that family.
Yeah.
So they're still here. Let's just see if it was. Yeah, interesting. Because they were independent of each other, definitely. Because I've got the Lovers card. So to me, this is it's bringing aspects within yourself to complete whatever it is. And then we've got the 9 of Pentacles. So this is independent, unique. So they were definitely different. And the Judgment card. So they started off good. Like there's
you mean
2
the
aspects.
dragon?
Yeah, the dragons. So they, to me, they, again, like a crocodile, there's 2 aspects to it. A crocodile can roll and kill beings and people, and yet they also have the ability for life because they've been around the longest. So there's always 2 aspects. So there's duality even with dragons.
Okay. All right. Okay, so let's see. So in Japan, they found those small clay figurines that I showed before called the dogu. So are these figurines, so according to the ancient astronaut theorists, they feel that these figurines are depicting astronaut spacesuits.
Wow.
Okay. And because they're called the dogu and they have the dog in the word, they believe that this same ET beings were also from Sirius, but they could be from Sirius A because they're not aquatic beings, or at least they don't look to be. So, but we'll see, because amphibians, there are some amphibians as well.
Yeah.
So
interesting. So I've pulled 2 cards already. I'm just getting a 3rd one. So we have a nice story with this. That one's hot. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. So the King of Swords and the King of Cups has come up first. So to me, these are masters. The King of Swords is, again, all around speaking words and wisdom. The King of Cups, it's water. So it's, and also the King of Cups is, wow, he feels like he's manifesting something in this one, and there's something magical about him. The Temperance card has come up, which is often a being from other realms, if we're looking at it with a question like this. So I guess if we look at your question, which is, were those beings from Sirius A or from somewhere different? I feel that they were definitely from Sirius at some aspect, but they've crossed over. There's also a crossover again. So because our Fool cards come up. So this is new beginnings. So things changed. It wasn't all just one race on Sirius A or Sirius B.
Right. So let's try to see if this specific depiction of the dogu is Sirius A or B.
Okay.
Because in my mind, my logical mind, not my heart or my intuition, I feel like it's Sirius A.
Yeah.
Because Sirius B were aquatic. Everything from Sirius B usually is aquatic.
Yeah. And it's fascinating because I've always related to Sirius B, and I just love water, and I know I've been a mer person. So let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our 6 of Swords, which is going across water. So it's going from one place to another, and the Emperor's come up. So I feel, which to me is more land. It's more like land mass. So if we're talking, and I asked about Sirius A, but then we got our 2 of Pentacles. So it could switch. So you still had some beings being on both, but more, Sirius A was definitely more land. So it would be more land in that case. But they still had this intertwining.
Okay. Okay, very good. So the Andromeda asking about Sirius C. I don't really know much about Sirius C. Do you?
Not a lot, no. I do know though that with Sirius, like I've actually been, when I was doing a gridding once, I got taken through the gateway of Sirius, because I remember in this, you go very deep in these griddings. And I remember looking up and it looked like an airplane hangar, like massive structure, but made out of material I'd never seen before. And I was walking through this going, what is this? And it was going into different realms. So there's many different realms within Sirius, as we know, different planets plus different realms. And when I came out of it, my friend said, you're at the Sirian gateway and you walked through it. So it was, so it actually, there's a gateway on an energetic level to get through into it. And I could only, my feeling was there was only one gateway, but it went into many places. So Sirius C, I don't know much about that either.
Yeah.
It's a really good question.
Yeah.
Andromedan. Oh, yeah. Oh. The Ace of Pentacles has come up about Sirius C. So there's definitely something on there that's created that's a reality that's actually a positive. So there's definitely life on there, beings on there. Yeah.
Okay. So in Sierra Leone, the legend says that when their sky gods arrived, their sky turned into stone. So there are these blue stones that were buried with the statues that were found. Are these stones from Earth, or are they from another planet like Sirius? Did it come with those gods when they were here?
That's fascinating. Let's just see if we can get anything on that. So I'm going to ask straight up first, did they come with the gods and didn't birth through the earth? Did they come with the gods?
Yeah, the legend says that the sky turned into stone. And
Yeah,
blue stones.
I have a feeling that they brought them with them because, we've got our 10 of cups, and you were saying right when that one got pulled, you were saying the sky turned into stone, and cups are an emotional aspect, and this is like a happy family or a happy place. So I feel they brought it in for good. I feel it was like and then oh God, I didn't even see that one under it. I pulled another one and it was the 4 of cups. So this is again bringing a gift or offering a gift, especially emotionally. Then this one was underneath it and I didn't even know. So our Ace of Wands is there. And then the Knight of Pentacles, so that's bringing something into our reality that's trustworthy, that's, from someone of fairly high standing. So I would say, yes, they brought them with them.
Okay, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So
do you know what they look like, or, do you know anything about
they're in the episode, they showed you the stones.
Oh, okay. So I haven't watched it. So
they're blue. Yeah, they're blue. Like these blue stones. Yeah. And they take them to get tested at the University of Wisconsin or Washington, I think Washington. And like the professor was like, what is this? This doesn't match anything I've ever seen before, anything like that. So
well, that's really nice confirmation, isn't it? that we
absolutely.
that they were.
Yeah. Wow. So my question is why this, I added this myself.
Yeah.
Why did these stones appear? Was it really just a gift, or did they do something? Did they add a different energy, or did they, kind of, what was the purpose?
Yeah, I feel that they did add energy because of that 10 of cups that came up, which is beautiful. So yeah, I feel they did add an energy. And to me, blue is often our throat chakra, but it's related to our pineal gland. So any sort of blue stone often has that benefit with it. So whether it's the same, so we've got our Queen of Swords. So she can, she's quite direct. She says she says, what's going on with words. Again, that communication aspect. Thank you, Jasper. I just got a hit around something. It also allowed them to communicate more easily. Okay. So we've got our 7 of Cups, which can sometimes be quite chaotic, but there's also lots of gifts in there. So I feel, and then the King of Swords has come up. So this is very clear thought, word, direction. It actually had to do with them communicating. So because so a lot of these beings are telepathic. And so let me just double check on this, but that's what just came through to me, was that they were using them as a way of communicating with the people of the time. So let's see if that's the case. I don't know.
Communicating as in the stones created some type of energy so it was easier to communicate, or
yeah, I feel so. Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah, let me just see if we can get a story around this. Okay. Now also for healing too is what I'm getting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. Yeah, okay. So again, our 7 of Cups has come up. Now this can be chaos. So maybe they needed to have something that could actually clear up the communication. Again, the Knight of Cups has come up. So this is a message coming through. This is and the Cups is emotion. So it's making people feel safer by being able to communicate. So, and let's just have a look for a third one. Yes. So King of Wands. So this is a spiritual leader, someone that's very wise, very straight. So I'm feeling that it had something to do with that, actually communicating, working with it for healing as well was what was coming through.
Okay.
And I feel they could activate something. It's like it could almost have been like a translator crystal. So, because like I said, it does connect. Blue to me always connects into the throat and then connecting us into our psychic abilities through our pineal gland.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Okay. All right. Super interesting. Okay. And we will, I'll go through the questions once I'm done with so let me know, put like the word question in the front and then put your question right after it about anything having to do with Sirius. The next one that they showed on the show was Newgrange in Ireland. It is in line with the star Sirius. So I will show you what that looks like. So that's Newgrange. The legend says that this monument was created by a guy named Dagda. Same word that appears to be connected to all the others we have mentioned. So was this an alien outpost on Earth?
Okay. Yeah, it's fascinating because it's I'm actually getting shown that one. So the strength cards come up. So to me, it it was an aspect where people could communicate with them more easily. And then the High Priestess. So again, this one is balance, but it's also some mysteries. So I feel like it's maybe like things were communicated within there to the beings of the time. Okay. So, and then the Knight of Wands has come up. So this is something cool. That's almost, it can be considered military, but it's something that happens quite quickly. So I feel that it was used as a way of having people gather to actually receive this information. So I'm okay. Where it was built, I'd love to know. I'm going to actually ask if it was built like on a vortex or on a ley line that actually could help with the energetic flow coming through.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at it, it has these stones. If you like right around it in the front and around it, like these stones are specifically around the mound.
And it's sort of on the top of a hill, which is usually where vortexes and ley lines happen too. I mean, like we've said, lot of Catholic churches are built on the top of hills because they know it's right over a powerful energy vortex. So let's just see if that's the case with this.
Yeah. Newgrange, Ireland.
Newgrange. And I mean, Ireland has got so many different amazing sort of portals and places of magic. Yeah. Oh my God. So the 7 of Pentacles. So something's been put in place deliberately to create. It's always a wealth card, but to me, it's also about the ability to communicate or to do whatever went on. And then we have the Emperor card. So this is someone of very high standing that's, to me, very positive and trustworthy. And then the Hierophant. So there was very much leaders or these beings that were of an influential aspect that were there and communicated. So it was on a place where it was more powerful because there is a vortex. I mean, I can get Jasper, we can just jump in and have a look anyway and see. Yeah. Yep. It's being fed in by grid lines into a vortex, but it's an uplifting vortex. So so it's actually it's like you're able. I'd love to go there and feel it, like, because I can tell the difference between the vortexes and what they do. I feel it's like it's sort of in a void now. It's almost like it's been a bit blocked as for the energy to come through into that area. So that's fascinating too.
So it probably needs to be reactivated
And cleared, yeah.
Yeah,
which is something we can do. You don't have to be there to do that. I do a lot of energy work on the earth, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to jump in. I'll do a meditation and do some work energetically and see if it's meant to be activated properly yet, or if it's. So I always check in and see if it's okay to do it, and then if it is, I mean, maybe this is why it's been brought to my attention, because it's something I can go and work with. So that's really cool.
Yeah, that is. Okay, so was Dagda the supreme leader of a highly advanced extraterrestrial civilization that came to Earth and left a lasting influence on us and our ancestors?
Yeah. You want me to ask that one?
Yeah, Dagda.
Okay. Definitely. Because the death cards come up. So to me, this is transformation. It's actually moving into something new, something positive. So they definitely were here to actually help humanity to transform, because the Knight of Cups has come up. So again, this is our knight that's bringing us something that's emotionally positive and fulfilling. And then we've got the 7 of Swords. So I'm taking this card today as a strategy card. So it was done deliberately to help. So because Sirius, we have got connections to Sirius on Earth, and so therefore there's always a karmic thread. So they were probably trying to help to evolve humanity.
I found a picture.
Cool. Wow. Oh, so what is around it? So there's a beautiful stag. Is it a stag or a deer?
Yeah, like just of different animals all over the place. So then was this being from Sirius?
Okay, let's check to see that being from Sirius. And look, it looks like its crown chakra is actually connecting up, doesn't it?
Well, it looks like he has antlers that match the antlers of the animal next to him.
And the deer or the stag is often said to be a message from the spirit world. If people see a stag, like especially at night on the side of the road or something, that's meant to be like a visitation. So let's have a look and see if this is. Oh, okay. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Let's see if this is from Sirius.
Yep. If Dagda is from Sirius.
It's from Sirius. Okay. Okay. So interestingly, the first card up is the Devil. But what I'm feeling is that this was maybe a situation that was going to happen, because then we've got the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles. So they're actually creating something. So the Empress is a beautiful creator. She's the feminine, divine feminine, as far as I always perceive her, and holds a really beautiful space. And so is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is contemplating. And I do believe that they're from Sirius, and I believe they knew that this was going to happen. So they actually came in to try and prepare and to help and to get things. So, yeah. So
Okay. So it's he connected to Newgrange, that place that we.
place in Ireland. Okay, let's just see if that's a
So
similar.
let's see. Is he connected to this place?
Let's see. Yeah. Yes. Got our Queen of Pentacles again, which is contemplating to create something that they wanted. And then we've got our Two of Cups, which is joining together. So this can be often seen as a lover's card, but to me, it's also bringing something together. And then we've got our Sun card. So that's the Sirius card. So, yeah, so they're all connected. So like I said, there was places all around the world is what I'm seeing. And there's overlap as well with some things, but there's definitely timelines when they come together.
Okay. All right. So then it sounds like interesting that we're talking about Samaria, because so a question. Okay, let's ask this, because I know that the Andromedan had this question. If the Anunnaki were from Sirius, let me see if I can find it, but you can go ahead and pull. Here we go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because with the Anunnaki, when I sort of tune in, what I've got often is that they weren't particularly like evil, but it was something, that happened that created a bit of a mess. So let's just see, were they from? Was there an aspect, or were some of them from Sirius? Oh, that one's hot. Yeah, I feel that there could have been an aspect of the Anunnaki from that was Sirius based, because we've got our King of Wands. So this is a very much a sort of well aspected spiritual card from a master. Got our Judgment card. So this is beings sort of looking up to them. Then we've got our Nine of Wands. So something happened to create. So if they're from Sirius, something's happened that has created a bit of chaos. It's been a bit of a struggle. But then the Strength cards come back. And again, dogs and cats I've always associated with Sirius. So
okay.
I've seen both aspects. They're not exactly conducive with each other, but they are to me that definitely races or that aspects of them. So that is actually to me confirming that, because it's the Lion and it's the Strength card. So there are aspects of them that came from Sirius, yes.
Okay.
But as always, there's been wars and things on different planets at different times.
Yeah. So here's another question from the Andromedan. Are there elves in Sirius?
Okay. Oh, that's a good question.
And I know, Joyce, you had a question. Are there any arcs to be activated there? And I'm not sure if you mean Sirius or maybe in the place we were looking at in the picture. So Joyce, if you can give me more detail on that, I can ask the question.
Okay, let's have a look.
Let's see.
I think there might be a race that we, as because I asked about, because our depiction of elves, so I feel there could be an aspect of elven history or lineage that does come from Sirius, because we've got that beautiful Queen of Wands. who is very trustworthy, who is very, very psychic, and which I've always perceived the elven race to have those abilities. Let me just double check on that. Like some of the cards get hot, but some of them are hotter than others. So and then we've got our Four of Cups, which is often it's other lifetimes as well. So someone offering us a gift, but it can also mean other lifetimes. So I do believe there's an aspect from these cards of elves in Sirius.
Mm.
But something happened because we've got our Three of Swords card. So whether there was some chaos or something's happened, and they've moved or they've left, but definitely it was feeling that, there's that elven energy has got an aspect of Syrian in them. Okay. Yep, the Fool. So that's our new beginnings. That's like right time, right place. Something's happened and they've actually moved on.
Okay. So, going back to Joyce's question, which I'm trying to find about the arcs. Okay. This is about Sirius. Are there any arcs that need to be activated in Sirius? Arcs.
Okay. Let's have a
the
look.
arcs. Okay. Like the arcs they're finding here now.
Yeah, here on Earth. I tell you, I think there's more than we realize. Okay, let's have a look. I'm actually getting a sense. Jasper's actually chiming in. Oh, and as I was asking it, I was pulling the card as well. So it's related, but I was asking, is it the Syrians that are actually helping to activate the arcs on Earth? So it's like they have the technology as our consciousness rises to actually help them to be activated here on Earth. So I was feeling that if they have them there, they were already activated because we've got our Judgment card. So, but there's a aspect of Syrians that are definitely helping with some of the arcs here on Earth to be activated. Ace of Cups. So that's an emotional, something positive that's emotional.
Yeah.
So I feel that theirs are activated, but they're waiting for us to come into the consciousness to be able to fully activate our arcs here.
Okay. Okay, very good. Let's see. There's a discussion about Ra. And let's see if I can find any other questions that have to do with Sirius.
Okay.
So they're saying Ra is from Venus or Venusian. So do we want to throw the cards to see what it says about Ra?
Sure. Let's just ask a yes/no question on that first.
Yeah.
And
if Ra is from Sirius, which it doesn't look like.
Okay, we'll ask first if Ra is has got Venus. See, there could be aspects, and this is the thing as well. So
that's true. Like us, right? Each one
like
of us, we are different
22
pieces of different.
There's 22 DNA in our amazing, majestic, powerful being. Okay, yeah, I feel that there is some aspects. Oh, yeah. So we've got the Six of Pentacles, which to me is always around generosity. So it's giving something. So something was given from Venus. Then the Chariot. So something's moved very quickly. And then the Nine of Pentacles. Again, remember, this is unique, individual. So I feel it's something that's been put together to create an absolute unique energy with Ra. So, yeah. Because so it was from everywhere as well.
Well, it was a collective, so
yeah,
right,
definitely collective.
The Ra collective.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just one being.
No, I feel it's come a little bit from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
which is why so many people probably related to it as well. Like, because there's so many humans, like, you know, honored Ra and did a lot of Ra worshipping, which was actually, which was actually also psychic abilities and working with that energy.
So it says, Lisa says it's a group that was part of of people who originally lived on Venus. This group of souls had similarities and called together as a collective.
Wow. And is that about Ra? Is that what
Yeah.
Lisa's talking? Yeah. Well, that's what I was seeing and feeling, and that's what the cards were showing as well. So it created this unique conglomeration of that Nine of Pentacles was showing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it
Yeah.
felt very positive.
Yes, absolutely.
Ace of Pentacles. So it was definitely a positive creation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's really nice confirmation, Lisa, that you've got. Thank you. I love it when people actually bring through their own thoughts, ideas, or, you know, what they've found.
Something I have a question about Sirius is Sirius covered all in water? Is it all water?
You know, it's funny you say that, because when I was tuning into one of the planets, I was going, there's so much water on this planet, but it's in another realm. It's in another dimension. So it doesn't necessarily like Earth, where we've got our water that sits on the outside. Though I have been, when I've visited places like Mars or whatever, it's been empty. The outside of the planet's empty, and all the beings are interdimensional.
Underground.
Yeah. So it was really interesting though, because I did see water on one of the planets. So I'll ask to see.
Yeah, Sirius B. Sirius B. Is
Okay.
Sirius B all water on the surface?
All water. Okay. Let's have a look and see if we can get a straight yes, no to that. It's funny you say that, because I was picking up on a lot of water somewhere in there. Wow. Okay. These are all cups cards, which is water and emotion, and we'll read through them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just see now that one wants to come out. I feel that. Oh, okay. They're all water cards. So we've got our Knight of Cups. So this is bringing through and a message or emotional message about it. So, and then we've got our Six of Cups, which again is offering that gift, something. And then Temperance, which again, look at the water. This is a balancing of emotions, balancing of water. But I feel there's been a shift. I don't feel there's as much water there as what we're picking up on. I feel it could be interdimensional, because remember, the Temperance card can be changing of places. So, thank you. Jasper's just showing me something, because the Three of Wands dropped out. This is looking to the future. So I feel that they knew they had to sort of go a little bit more interdimensional with it than have it on the outside, because they were looking after their future. So that's just what I'm getting. But,
that makes sense, because then they wouldn't be gotten hurt.
Yeah. So like I said, sometimes it can be too there can be too much chaos or stuff going on an outside of a planet.
On the surface, yeah.
So, yeah, because I did see it almost as interdimensional as well, yet I saw it. I felt the water from the planet. So it's really interesting you asked that.
In several sessions that I had with mermaids, and there is a portal into the water on Earth. So is there a portal from the water in Sirius B to Earth?
Let's
the
check
water
on
on
that.
Earth. Yeah, our oceans.
Well, it's fascinating. I don't know if I've told you this, but when I shared a house with my friend, she had a little 5-year-old. And we lived right in the beach. So we used to go for walks every night before his bedtime. It was dark, and we'd look for UFOs, and we'd just have lots of fun. And he, one night, we'd sort of weren't even thinking about that. We were just having a lovely walk on the beach in the dark. The next minute, this light came up, like a true massive light beam from under the water right in front of us. And we both looked at each other and went, he said, "What's that, Maree?" And I went, I'm not sure. We both knew exactly what it was. And there was no lights along the front, because it was all just beautiful old shacks along the front. No lights anywhere, but this massive light came up from under the water. And because we'd been looking in the sky for it, but of course they use water as a portal. So I went, oh my God, we didn't expect that. So let's see if they do use that water as a portal from Sirius to Earth. Let's see if we can find out. Oh, okay, that one's warm. Okay. There's more to this one. It's not just a straight yes no question I'm getting.
Okay.
So it's
very good.
Okay. So we've got our Two of Swords, which to me is there was a decision made. So I feel that they did used to do that, but again, the strategy card has come up, our Seven of Swords. So it's like they very well might have done that before, but I don't know that it's happening now, because the Knight of Wands can be a change of direction. Something happens quite quickly. So I'm going to ask for some clarifying cards, because this is intriguing me.
Yeah. Does it have to do with the baddies that are underwater here?
Yeah, exactly. Let's just see. Oh, okay. You want to come out? Whew. Death card. So they had to change. There was a transfer. Something changed so that it wasn't used. Yeah. Okay. It's almost like they had to close it down. Temperance card. So they shifting of something, the moving of something, and the water. So this is really giving us a bigger picture as to what, and who knows, that might very well open up again. But I'm also getting that as we raise our consciousness, now the Eight of Wands is something that's happening really quickly. It's spiritual. And I was just getting the message, as we raise our consciousness, just like with that experience I had of going through that Sirius gateway, we can do that anyway. So we can visit in consciousness as we raise, and it's going to happen really quickly. You know, that if that's something we choose to do, or it's an aspect of our soul reconnecting back in with Sirius, then we can do that from a consciousness level. So, but I feel that portal was changed.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, that's it for today. We are over for 2 minutes, but always
Oh my
fun,
God, that's an hour already.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just answer one question that I got last week around rainbows? And I was a little bit confused, but I kept getting the word reflected. And I went, okay. So I actually looked it up scientifically and looked at how it works and why the red's at the top, whereas most people see the red
and the
being our
flag.
base.
Yeah, like the flag is showing backwards.
So what it says is that as it reflects on the back, as light reflects on the back of a raindrop, it comes out in different frequency of colors. Now, red is the most dense frequency of color, so it only bends a slight amount, which is why it ends up on the top. So as we know, our red chakra, our base chakra, is the lower three I ams, which is probably the most dense. So it then goes through each of the frequencies, and the violet, or our crown chakra, ends up as it appears underneath. If there's a double rainbow, however, that color reflects twice on the back of that raindrop. So it's a true mirrored image, and then it comes up the opposite way. So next time you see a double rainbow, have a look, because your red's on the biggest, strongest one at the top, but then it will be underneath at the bottom. So I just found that interesting. So I can't remember who asked the question last week, but thank you. You made me go and do some research, because it really intrigued me.
Yeah, it was Ali. Yeah.
Okay, Ali. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ali.
Yeah. So so guys, the show on Sumeria is going to be super interesting on Friday night for us, Saturday morning for Australians. And that's going to be super, super interesting. This Saturday is the Starseed Connection at 3 p.m. Eastern. I still don't have enough people that have joined, so I might have to cancel it. So if you guys are interested in attending the Starseed Connection this Saturday, you have to go and sign up, because right now we don't have enough people. We have 20 something, and we need at least 30, because usually not everybody shows up. So it's definitely it might get canceled. So just a heads up.
So Elisa, also, are we not doing the next one, your Thursday night? Because I'm going. It's Easter, so I'm going to be over on the island on Saturday morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's
So
this week. Okay, thanks for
that's
reminding
this
me.
week.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
Thursday,
that's
7 p.m. Eastern for
and
Australia, Friday
9
morning.
Friday.
Yep,
Perfect.
yep,
Yep.
yep,
Thank you.
yep.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jazzy.
Thanks, guys. Yes, and have a I'll see you before Easter anyway.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll chat Thursday night.
Bye.
Bye.